Quesada. I am one of the co-founders of Sabana. Really excited to be here today and tell you more about how we're helping architecture engineering firms. Soul sucking, wasted time, blood, sweat, and tears. We've talked to over 100 professionals and they all say the same thing. Architects and engineers hate dealing with construction specifications. As you may know, for every project, architects and engineers are responsible not only for the drawings, but also for a project manual. These specs can be up to 5,000 pages long and describe in detail every product and material that goes into a building. For a sense of scale, from our last project, which were two commercial towers in Washington, D.C., we had 5 volumes and they were literally this thick. This is the primary form for communication between architects and engineers and with the contractor, and these are contractual. So any issue that may come up may be actually led back to the specification. So these are very, very important to avoid potential errors. After working in the architecture industry for nearly a decade, I realized that this process is a mess. This is just an example of what a lot of architecture firms look like today. You have different team members working on Google searching finding random products online, downloading them, moving folders around, and renaming PDFs just so you can gather all the information and give it to a spec writer or a technical lead. From there, you're basically going through all this fragmented data and trying to put them into Word files, literally going into PDFs and copy pasting different information. So we decided to create Sabana. Sabana is an AI powered data management platform designed to help firms increase their productivity, boost their profits, and help them with costly change orders. Let me show you how it works. We give our users the option to use any product online. All you have to do is copy paste the URL, and Sabana's AI automatically creates a listing, downloads all associated documentation, and outputs all relevant parameters so users can compare options easily. You can also add custom notes to each product, and making it simple for you to track preferences and key details. As your design evolves, your team can collaborate throughout the entire process. Once a project has been approved and added to a respective specification section, it can be exported and generated. This opens the door for our future vision. We want to become the centralized building product layer for design teams. Once a product construction begins, design teams work with contractors on a lot of different construction forms. By consolidating product information, our AI can cut review time from hours down to minutes. With the underlying product information, we can directly tackle these forms and integrate with any existing solutions. We finished our Texas Accelerator last fall and deployed our MVP back in March of this year. Since then, we have 7 architecture firms beta. All right, so the first question. Writing specifications is often seen as tedious and time consuming. What's the biggest advantage that you think Sabana gives architects beyond saving time? That's a great question. I think saving time is obviously where a lot of the economic value for a firm gets is very obvious. Saving time creates additional revenue for you as an architecture firm. However, I do think that there are two big things that we need to think about. It reduces the risk of errors and potential liability. As we know, a lot of the specifications are contractual documents. So if there's errors and mistakes through that process, that could potentially lead to a lawsuit or, most commonly just change orders. And as architects, we try to avoid those as much as we can. On top of that is the way that we look at Sabana is like an information layer. If we're gathering a lot of information and centralizing all that knowledge, it's going to be much easier for you to coordinate with not only your, immediate team members and your team in the architecture or engineering firm, but also all of your consultants, potentially the owner. Having reviews, comments, ratings of products and materials for each firm as they keep adding and adding more materials is only going to help you. Looking ahead, how do you see AI changing the role of specifications in the design process over the next 5 to 10 years? I think that's a great question. I think AI will basically shift from just static documents or AI with specifications are going to shift from static documents into more living and dynamic systems. I think, for example, we see a lot of people uploading their specs onto Bluebeam or having a lot of Microsoft Word files that are basically static. You're saving one version and leaving them on a folder and whatnot. I think this is going to change in real time. It's going to be we're going to be able to have a lot of information and those specifications live on a platform that is just evolving as you keep designing. I think a lot of the AI will only help you with predicting clashes, maybe holes in your design, potentially QA and QC your drawing set against the specs, but also that way you can, mitigate a lot of the risk and potentially give you suggestions like recommendations.